if my paces and efforts keep going down, like 1840 should be like a cakewalk. Monday morning, it is 6 a.m. Should have got out of bed. I woke up at like basically 5 and just kind of laid there for another 30 minutes. And now we've got like an hour to run instead of like the hour and a half that I was hoping for. I do have time during my lunch break today, but I wanted to get about 9 miles in. Goal this week is to get in around 55 to 56, like 55 to 60 miles, 9 hours of running. So I gotta get moving, gotta add on a little bit this week. Final 3/4 miles here. We've been going around 10 to 10 pace. Heart rate's been chilling for the most part. Speeding up for the last few miles, still kind of staying sub 150, but feeling good. The legs feel smooth. My plantar fasciitis is not barking. My hips feeling okay. So just trying to be chill, not push it. I have a habit of pushing on my easy runs, just because when you feel good, you want to go. So overall, been a good run. Joe Cumulus. Lots of people don't like the kind of non-flashy daily trainers. I really like them for easy days though. So I'm not a max cushion guy, so it's kind of the nice trade-off. Something not necessarily responsive, but a little bit lighter on foot. All right, there we go. 10 by 0.65, because that's the interval setting I could get it on my watch, but 1 minute rest in between. Did I cash out with the last rep? Yes, absolutely I did. Overall though, we held probably 720, which my heart rate was a little bit higher than I would like, but we recovered really fast in those 1 minute windows. So I'm okay with it. Again, lactate takes longer to accumulate than the reps are actually happening. So I'm okay if, my heart rate's a little bit high, because ideally, if I'm doing this right, which it's a little bit of guess and check, right? My lactate levels are rising, we're getting close to that threshold, and then we get that rest, that lactate comes down, and we're able to kind of reset that and just have those lactate levels clear, rise, clear, right? Which trains the body to utilize lactate as fuel more appropriately, raises that lactate threshold, raises that easy, raises that ceiling, does a little bit of everything. So feeling good, gonna hit a cool down and get my son to school. All right, had someone ask me to showcase a whole lift, so I'm gonna try and do that. I always forget, but I'm gonna record it. I got the mic on. Gonna hop on the treadmill for like a mile, maybe a mile and a half. We're running in the Infinite Pro, UA Infinite Pro from Infinite Pro, but from Underarmour. I've had these on my shelf for a while. I needed to finally get miles in them. As my mileage has picked up through my base build, what's really nice is I'm able to run more miles so I can get to more shoes faster. So Cumulus review will come out, or we'll film later this week. We've got the Vomero review coming out tomorrow, which by the time this video drops, the Vomero review will have dropped, and the Cumulus review will drop tomorrow by the time you're watching this. So we're getting there. We've still got Zoom Fly 6s to put miles on, Endorphin Elite 2s, Brooks Hyperion Elite 4 PBs. The speed shoes are a little bit harder because I can only do so many runs in them a week versus easy runs. I do a lot more of those. But yeah, we're gonna get miles on all the shoes, get the reviews out, and we've got the Vaporfly 4 and Streakfly 2 on the way as well. So I'm excited for those. Streakfly 2 is the closest thing to a running spike that I will probably ever run in. So I'm excited to see what those feel like. Maybe that'll end up being my 5K shoe for my next 5K attempt. just given that it is basically a spike. So anyway, we're gonna get quick warm up, really just trying to get the legs moving. We'll hit some plyometrics, and then we'll get into the weights themselves. Usually my weightlifting sessions take about 40 to 45 minutes. So I do them during my lunch break, and that usually gives me enough flexibility to be able to maybe do a mile or two on the treadmill. My upper body sessions are short. They're like maybe 30 minutes. So on those days, I can maybe get a couple, like 2 or 3 extra miles if I've got a full hour to work out. I don't always have to shower since I work from home. So sometimes I can just hop right on the computer. It just depends on what I've got. If I've got a, if I've got a client meeting, gotta make sure the hair looks good, everything like that too. So it's a little bit different, but. All right, quick warm up done. I'm gonna throw on some shoes. I usually lift in either barefoot shoes or some type of lifters, like cross training shoes. So Noble, I like the Noble, I forget what these ones are called because they changed their name. I think Impact, I believe these are the Impact. Depending on what I'm doing some plyometrics, so I want a little bit of cushion underfoot, but I really like the Vapor gloves, like the barefoot shoes from Merrell as well. I don't like barefoot running, but I do think barefoot lifting can be really, really beneficial for those lower leg muscles, right? And they give you a stable base. I've also lifted in the Nike Metcons, right? And I haven't tried the Reebok Nanos, but that would be kind of another option, right? If I was looking at a pair of shoes. First exercise we're gonna do here, single squat oscillations. We're doing 2 sets of 10. These are a plyometric. So basically, I wanna make sure I have enough room. We're gonna get down into a single squat stance and we're gonna oscillate. All right, so next up, we're doing some slalom leaps. We're supposed to go about 10 meters. We're just in my garage, so we'll just kind of use my garage, go back and forth. But yeah, just doing some more plyometrics. Also, for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna really record multiple sets. Someone just wanna see the exercises straight through, so that's all I'm gonna do. Lastly, this is hand-assisted split exchange pogo. So keep hand here, go flat feet. We just go so what we're doing today is we're gonna do some squats. We're doing, let me double check. 4 sets of 5 and RPE 6. So we're not going all out here, 4 sets of 5. Just want to get some good stimulus here. It's been a while actually since I barbell squatted. I've been doing goblet squats for the first 4 weeks of this program. So I'm actually not even sure what weight to throw in here. So let's just get a quick warm up set with the 45s. And we'll go from there. Again, it's been a while. Calf raises, barbell weighted calf raises. So next up, we've got single leg Romanian deadlifts. These are ipsilateral, so same side hand that you hold in is the leg that is planted. So the leg that's going back, right, and then the leg that's doing the work. So you want to hold the weight in the same leg as the one that's doing the work. There we go. Next up, monster walks. Supposed to do like 10 meters. Got a band basically around my feet. We're just gonna get a slight bend. And I just go back and forth with these since I don't have a big straight open area. So I'm supposed to do this with tib curls. I don't have a tib bar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go lean up against this wall. Now we're gonna put my back up against it, walk out some. We're just gonna raise like this. Flex the shin, bring it down. Flex the shin, bring it down. All right, now this one, I'm actually gonna use the bench for my foot. I have the kind of stand for split squats, but I like to place my foot down for this one. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see my feet properly given the angle, but essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a small 5-pound plate on the ground, and I'm gonna put the balls of my feet on it, and then I'm gonna hold kind of a split squat stance, and I'm gonna really press into the plate, right? So I'm gonna try and generate lots of force pushing into that plate, and I'm just gonna try and hold that ISO for like 60 seconds on each side. I'm not good at this one, so honestly, I probably won't get to 60 seconds, so I might have to break it up, but I wanna get to about 60 total. So I'm gonna put that down. We're gonna come over here, and we're gonna get in a split squat, and we're gonna be on our tippy toe on that back foot, right? So I'm gonna go ball of foot here on the front, and you can go barefoot on this one too. Sometimes that kind of helps just with that connection there. But tippy toe. We're gonna go ISO, we're gonna go down, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thursday morning. It is 5:40 and we're doing 400-meter repeats outside. Threshold effort, 30 seconds rest. I think we're gonna try and get 16, see how much time we have. If we have more time, maybe we'll try and go for 18. But yeah, that's the goal today. All in all, weeks continue to be a little bit rough. My head's just like, I'm just really struggling to get out of bed this week. I know I'm in a funk, and so I'm hoping the sun is kind of starting to come up a little bit earlier now, and I'm just hoping that that gives me the little bit of motivation that I need. But we're still getting it done. We already have 27 miles this week. We're gonna hit 55 to 60. Gonna hit 9 hours, so we'll get it done. I'm just tired. But yeah, let's get out there. All right, that was really good. Like really good. The thing about training with threshold, right, is it's not always going to completely hit your heart rate right? There could be factors that could also cause lactate to accumulate faster. Like there's all these different factors, right? So it really is kind of more effort. And the other thing that is pretty indicative, but again, heart rate can be fickle, is right if your heart rate drops in between sets, or in between reps, I should say. So it doesn't drop a ton within 30 seconds, but it does drop way faster and way more than if you were to do like a VO2 max workout or like a mile pace, 5K pace workout, right? So with this one, I started real conservative around the 7-minute mark. And the last one there, I do think was fast, but I hit like 6:20. The nice thing is like, I feel super fresh. Like if you're like, Eric, go run, like a 6-mile tempo right now, I'd be like, okay, let me just get a gel and I'm good. So all in all, good sign. Feel great, feel fresh. I could go for 4, maybe even 8 more reps at that effort, right? So good sign that I'm doing good. But I am seeing, at least I think I'm seeing, like my general metrics improve. My aerobic paces are faster, right? And the whole goal here is we're trying to raise that floor, push that lactate threshold up as well, so that 5K pace is pretty easy, right? And marathon pace is really easy. So that's where we're at. Anyway, we're on the cool down. Gotta go get my son up. Saturday morning. Time for our long run. Today we're going to be doing an 11-mile progression. Going to meet up with John. Not a serial killer John, for now. Yeah. Originally I was thinking maybe I'd just do like a hot spot long run, like, 12 miles with 6 of that being at like a 7:30 pace, something like that. Like nothing crazy fast, nothing crazy hard, but like just kind of that threshold or lower end threshold. But John told me he was doing an 11-mile progression. And I was like, that sounds a lot better. That sounds less complicated mentally. So anyway, I'm gonna take some fuel with me, and yeah, it's been a long week, work-wise. So as I mentioned in a previous video, I lost my supplement sponsor. They wanted me to basically consistently push my code and really shoot for a number of sales. And while I understand that sales are important to a brand, obviously they're there to make money, right? Influencing is like content creation, all that is just another potential, it's just another potential income stream for a brand, right? Like I get that. I didn't want to consistently push my code. I wanted to do it a little bit more organically, even though it's a product I believe in. So I'm still using their pre-workouts and stuff, but I am experimenting with some other ingredients or other supplement brands. And this is a Utah-based one. So they sent me this. They didn't ask to be included in any videos, anything like that. Like literally just reached out, said, hey, do you want to try it? I was like, sure. So it's basically 30 grams of carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium, right, per serving. And there's 45 servings. So one serving is 1 scoop. So I'm just going to get, 200 milligrams of sodium, or about this is about 500 milliliters. So most people are going to be sweating 400 to 600 milliliters of sodium, right, when they run, depending on temperatures. But 400 to 600 is kind of what they generally recommend when we're talking about runners and having to replenish those electrolytes. So this is on the low end. They also have electrolytes, so you can basically add additional electrolytes to this. I think that this is supposed to be flavorless as well. But anyway, I'm curious. So their whole thing is they're trying to make it affordable, so they sell in bulk, so it's way cheaper for people. I'm actually not even sure how much this costs. Again, they just sent it to me. But I like trying out nutrition. I like talking to local brands, so they are Utah-based. So I think that that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to throw a little bit in a bottle for today's run and see how I like it. 5.5 miles in. I feel like garbage. Just ate a gel. We're holding like an 8-ish minute mile pace though, which is good. Like heart rate's really in control. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night though. We stayed up. I watched the Venom 3, which was okay. I don't know, like the Venom series has always been kind of neutral for me. But anyway, yeah, we're running about 8-minute pace. So feeling good. We're gonna hit the 11 total, maybe a little bit more. I'm tired today though. I don't know if it's cumulative fatigue from the week, because we're gonna end up with, I think, 57 miles, or it's just rough night's sleep, but feeling a little bit, but still happy with the metrics. So it's one of those where you don't feel good, but you're doing pretty good. We'll see if I fade. We're gonna try and pick up the second half here. So we're about 5.5 miles out. I'm gonna go back. So we'll pick up the pace, maybe go, try and average 7:45 for the second half. And yeah, hopefully those carbs carry me through. I've got some more carbs and electrolytes in my bottle. So yeah, we got John's in the porta potty. Kind of that runner walk of shame, but John's here too. We're just chilling. And yeah, let's get it. Hyperion Elite 4 PB from Brooks, by the way. These are pretty awesome I'm gonna probably review these. I'll record a review next week. So if you're watching this, you will see the review for these next week, because I'll actually record the review this week. But one of my top choices, I think, for shorter races, faster workouts. I could run a marathon in them. I'm not sure if they would be my marathon choice shoe though. So anyway, let's get going. Running 4-minute pace. No. All right, quick break. Now it's gonna hit it. We're gonna cut down a little bit the second half. We'll see how we feel. Like I said, I don't feel super hot, but my heart rate's actually kind of chilling, and we're holding a decent pace. So we'll see how this second half goes. We'll go from here. John, any words before you kill me?
No. Good luck, maybe.
Good luck. All right, not serial killer John and I gonna go crush the second half. John smoked me. Lured me into sub 7-minute pace. I just hit mile 9. Got 2 to go. I'm just taking a walking break to breathe because flew too close to the sun. He ran ahead. He's gonna come back for me. But I feel okay. I just wanted to walk, take a breath real quick. So there he is. All right, that is it. 11.1 miles today with John. We ended up cooking pretty good. So 8:33 average pace, which is, I mean, honestly around where I wanted to average. We had a stretch there, which also is kind of what I was gonna do anyway. Originally the plan was to do like a progression run, the original plan was I was gonna do some hot spots, so do like 7:30 pace for a couple of miles and kind of play around with pacing, and then just do the rest of it kind of easy and relaxed. We got in our groove around 8-minute pace for the first half of the run, and we just kind of decided to kind of stick with it and then speed up a little bit for a few miles towards the end. So there was a stretch where I probably ran 7:15 for about 3 miles and just kind of played around with pace, but overall felt really good. So happy with that run. Like average overall heart rate was 158. So it's not like we were cooking. It was like high end zone 2, low end zone 3 for most of it, with some highs there pushing threshold at certain points. So, but feel good overall. If I'm not mistaken, total time this week should be like 9 hours and 5 minutes, something like that, like 9:05. And total mileage, I think, is 57 miles, because I think 12 would have put me at 58 or 59. So 57 miles. I feel good. Like I'm not, like I felt really tired during the run. I felt a little sluggish, but not so much that it was like, obviously like we held some really good paces and the heart rate was really good for the effort that we had. So very happy with that run, not too worried. And I'll just have to kind of decide that next week, like, do I want to potentially, maybe do a deload week and then come back? Or should I increase my running time? Like, I want to keep increasing my running time a little bit, maybe get to like 9.5 hours, or should I go straight to 10 hours? And if I'm getting an extra hour somewhere in the week, I can add on to the long run. So today was like 135. I would probably have to maybe add, like, if I add like 15 minutes onto my long run, or maybe closer to 2 hours, get closer to 2 hours on my long run, like that's an extra 20 to 30 minutes on the weekend. The other 40 minutes, I'm not 100% sure where it would come from. I'm trying to remember, maybe Wednesday I didn't do a second run. Like, could I throw 3 miles right on an afternoon? Maybe I split my runs a little bit better. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do 10 total miles and I go 5 and 5, or maybe I go like 6 and 4, right? I'm not sure, right? So I'll have to look at it. But overall, the body feels really good. I don't feel like I'm pushing workouts too hard. I feel like I'm feeling really conservative, really controlled on my runs. And so we're gonna keep cranking. We're kind of doing a modified Norwegian model to some extent, like the third Ingebrigtsen. He does an every other day threshold workout pretty much with varying paces. So kind of like I'm doing, we're doing thousands, we're doing 400s, we're doing, uphill or incline 10 minutes, And then on the weekend, I'm throwing in some threshold or some tempo into my long runs, right? So we're doing a little bit of everything, and I'm still doing some strides too to kind of keep some of that speed fresh, but the body is responding. It's early, but the body is responding. So I'll be curious, because if my paces and efforts keep going down, like 1840 should be like a cakewalk. And I don't want to jinx myself, right? Knock on wood somewhere, but I'm feeling good about it. So anyway, always good to run with John. He was telling me, he's like, he works a lot. He works in the restaurant industry, and he was just telling his boss, he's like, hey, I gotta have some weekends off, because like my only friend here in Utah, he moved here recently. He's like, my only friend here, and John's 23, I think. It's like, my only friend here is a 33-year-old dad with 3 kids, like, and he doesn't work weekends, so I need that time to be able to run with Eric. So I'm like, yeah, John and I are becoming weekend running buddies. It's been a lot of fun, and he's been kind enough to stick with me on my paces, and today we kind of pushed some of his paces a little bit more because he is faster than me, but it was a good time. So anyway, another good week. I think next week I will either do a deload and then come back the week after that and hit 60, but either way, like the next step up I think is 60 or a little above 60 miles, and then probably like 9.5, 10 hours, and that'll be kind of our sweet spot, and we will cap there. Like, I don't think going more than 10 hours of running would be productive for my schedule. I think it would just burn me out. I'm not against maybe adding cross training, so like some biking. I hate biking, but I'm not against adding it because I know it would continue to boost that aerobic endurance. So I don't know, we'll see. But good week, good overall week. Just stacking bricks.